Okay. Hi, my name is Arturo Hilario with El Observador newspaper. How are
Hi,
you doing, Natalie?
good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time to talk about Reminiscence. Um,
Yeah,
to start off, you're in Miami for the press day, is that correct?
I'm actually in Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta, okay. But
Yeah,
you are originally from Miami?
born and raised.
Oh, okay. I
Mhm.
was gonna ask how's the sea level out there right now, but
Yeah, well, I'm
you
in
know,
Atlanta and it's pouring rain, so I
yeah,
can only
oh,
imagine
okay.
what Miami's like right now. And it's very close to kind of what Reminiscent looks like, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it looks a lot different in the movie, but
Yeah.
um, to start off, I wanted to ask if you could talk about your character and that character's role within the film.
Yeah, I play so with my role on this film, I play Avery Castillo, who's the DA, and she's just frustrated. She's frustrated with the criminal activity that's going on. And in the world that Lisa Joy has created, you have a world that's set in the near future that is, Miami, where it's underwater, most of it. And if you have money and you are the barons who are, majority of the landowners there, you live well. But if you're the have-nots and you don't have anything, then you're struggling, And I think Avery Castillo's at a point where she wants to take this down because it's not fair that these people are so corrupt and they're pushing everybody kind of aside. And in that, you have Hugh Jackman's character Bannister, who has this technology that allows us to go into the minds of people to find out things. And Avery's trying to really crack the code and try to find evidence to take down these criminals. And in that, she always kind of hooks up Bannister, who's played by Hugh Jackman. She always hooks him up because she feels for him and what he's going through and where he's at in life. And in that, you kind of see where he gets addicted to this machine and connecting to the past and kind of finding something and living in it. So with Avery, you have her kind of taking down this crime syndicate and Bannister, who's helping her do that. And in that, we live through Bannister kind of showing us the story of what he's after, what he's really after.
Thank you. Now, can you talk about what might have been your inspiration or process in bringing your character to life?
Well, I think it's frustrating. I think with everybody, in the world that we live in today, it's frustrating where the powers that be aren't doing anything to help those who don't have anything, and it's very hard politically and climate wise, So I think a lot of that frustration that she had, I think a lot of us do have. So it was very easy to play because, you really it's just really hard out there. And I think in the world that they live in, it's definitely hard because there's a lot of unfairness, and people suffering when they don't need to be.
Can you speak on the experience of working on this film and working with that excellent cast and director Lisa Joy?
Yeah, I was in awe of working on this job every day. I think Lisa Joy is brilliant and she's a genius. The worlds that she creates and the way she executes her vision. I found it very impressionable, kind of watching her on set and dealing and creating and delegating everything. I find her to be a very powerful woman, and working with Hugh Jackman was just such a pleasure. I mean, you hear rumors in Hollywood all the time of what a great person he is, and he's far more than even anything you've ever heard. He's someone who's so charismatic and so empathetic and just overall a nice person, and you just, I think as well with Dandaway Newton, like Dandy, she was amazing to just watch work. I mean, these are all characters and sorry, these are all, people who I look up to. I've watched all my life and I really respect their work.
Thank you. Um, as someone born and raised in Miami, what was it like uh, working within this fictional realm of Miami, and how does it compare? Like I mean, not being from there, or even I haven't visited yet. I was interested to see like the Ferris wheel and stuff like that, and I saw that that was a real place. So how does that compare the movie
I
version
mean,
and real Miami?
the real Miami you see now, I mean, look, obviously we're not underwater, you
Yeah.
know, but I think it's something that is not far-fetched. We are below sea level over there and climate is changing, and whether people want to accept that or not, I don't think it's far from the truth. I think she created this world that kind of gives you a little insight of, what things may be at some point or where it can get to. as what Miami is like. I mean, again, it doesn't look like that, but I made a comment earlier where it's raining and we do have flooding. Like my car's been flooded, my house has been flooded. When we have hurricanes, like there are definitely areas in Miami that get extremely flooded. So that's why it's not too far from the truth.
Thanks. Um, so the film deals with themes of memory and loss and stuff like that. I was wondering what your interpretation was of those themes overall, like after working on this film.
I think, it's one of those things where you have to be careful because the more you focus on the past, the more you stay stuck on the past. And I think that's one of the things you see in the film where you can't lose track. We've all been through things. We all miss people, places, things, memories that we wish we can have a second shot at, or we wish we can just be there again. But I think it's important to just take those and move forward with the knowledge that those times gave you, and those people gave you. And I think it's important to stay focused and just kind of keep moving forward, because if you stay past in the past, you're going to miss what's in front of you.
Very true. Now, overall, what was your big takeaway from working on on this film, what this experience, and what do you hope that audiences walk away with when they see this film?
I just think it's a really beautiful script and it was shot very beautifully. So I hope people walk away with this, taking away that underlying message of, what would you do to reconnect with someone? How far would you go to keep someone's memory alive with you? And I think it's important to think about what really matters at hand, what's really important right now, as opposed to what happened and reliving that and moving forward. I think this movie can have many different messages for many different people. I think it's just all the way you've interpreted it. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about Lisa's writing and the worlds she create, that it's up to interpretation and there's so much you can take from it. So I really hope that people go into this film open-minded and watch it and just really embrace the storytelling of it.
Thank you. And my last question. Thanks so much, Natalie. Again, what can people see you in upcoming? Um,
Yeah, I have a
I mean,
show.
I hear.
Yeah. I have a show coming out in September on NBC and then Peacock, called Ordinary Joe. And it is a show that is about the question, what if? We always ask ourselves, what if? What if I didn't become an actress? What if I would have never moved to LA and I would have moved to New York? What my life would have been like. And this show explores those ideas, and it shows you, what life would be like if you based your choices on passion, love, or loyalty. And I think it's, also shows how fate and destiny play into this as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you.
Take care.